Hello and welcome to today's YouTube video for warren-ma.info YouTube channel. So today's topic that I'm going to discuss is about hate mail or hate messages. So it's not necessarily snail mail, it could be Facebook messages or YouTube comments that I get on this channel. So I've actually picked three particular items, and just for your information, the hate messages we're talking about 4 people or less, so it's very narrowed down, and I basically know everybody's identity of the 4. So anyhow, so the first one I've picked out was a YouTube comment on a video where tampering of my campaign sign, in which I was not running for re-election, that I spoke at a Warren Board of Selectmen meeting, exposing that it was a test to see who would tamper with the sign, including Warren police officers, private citizens, etc., in order to gather evidence and build a case to go after a variety of people. So this YouTube comment is from 7 months ago. It doesn't have a specific date. I don't know why it's not date and time stamped, but anyhow. So the YouTube user, which I've seen that it's a woman, has I think 3 Board of Selectmen videos that she filmed from her cell phone, and that was it. So it's 2 TWOLIL Angel Wingz, WINGZ. So it's 2 Lil Angel Wingz, WIGZ. And so she posted on her YouTube comment to my video saying, "I'm confused how your sign blowing out and being on the ground has anything to do with a person. Tampering, huh? So confused, question mark, question mark. I read the description, but the video doesn't show anyone removing your sign. It shows you finding it on the ground and placing it back. So are you speculating that someone did, question mark? Assuming that someone did, question mark. You yourself state that it could have been blown out. Could you explain a little more how it is tampering by Jacob Pensinger as you've titled this, question mark?" So the answer to that question is, I was driving that particular morning and was expecting the sign to be where it was. And I videoed another residence in Warren that had signs which had not been tampered with. They were still in the same spot. And so this was a surprise to me. When I drove to that location, you can hear me say, "Oh my God, the sign's missing." And then as I'm pulling into Ware Road, you can see that I then see the sign in the middle of the road. So the video is live raw, or was live raw video of me driving and seeing the sign out of place. So the video, or what I say in the video, that was first thing, I think it's 6 or 7 a.m. that morning, that was discovered. But what I had is in my public announcement at the Selectmen's meeting back a couple months ago, or half a year ago now, is that I had other cameras that were also videoing from different angles. And it wasn't until watching the footage that's when the issue of tampering with the sign occurred, and the suspect was actually, in fact, Jacob Pensinger. So the sign, so my wording on my video was that saying, well, maybe the wind blew it or something. And then after reviewing the evidence of the other videos, which then were grabbed at a later date, then the story changed. So I did not, and I am not publishing those videos because they're being used in court, of the other camera footage. So that's why I only released the initial raw footage of that, and hence the explanation of the video and its wording. Anyhow, so the next one is, other than guess who, Jacob Pensinger, who has a user ID that I've known for at least 7 years or 8 years now, as FF for firefighter, Jake, Jake, 231989. So FF Jake 231989. So this comment was 4 months ago when I did the video providing evidence against acting police chief Jerry Millette. So he's posted comments, at least probably 2 dozen, 3 dozen, throughout many years now, going from today's date going backwards. So on this particular comment, he says, "And where is your private investigator license?" Okay, well, it turns out you don't need a private investigator license to do a YouTube video. You don't need a private investigator license to do a public records request on records in the Warren Police Department. And you don't need a private investigator's license to invest Warren police officers. And you certainly don't need a private investigator's license to figure out who firefighter Jake 231989 is, because when you Google it, it comes up to your with your page that I found that identifies it as you, that you created, and also has your email address. So he then says also in his commenting, "You're stalking and that's a crime." Well, one, it's not stalking doing public records requests, and it's not stalking to do a YouTube video with public information on any public employees, because there is no expectation of privacy. So nice try there, and it's not a crime. And then he says, "Hell, anyone that stalks my house, the police are getting called, and I'll invoke my rights to protect my family." Well, that's about to change when I read the next comment. So anyhow, so I don't know if he's trying to scare me, thinking I'm going to stalk his house. I'm not stalking your house. You're obviously stalking me, because if you weren't stalking me, you wouldn't be sending 2 or 3 dozen Facebook comments to my videos that are all sort of possibly in a threatening manner, but obviously you can tell I'm so scared that I'm shaking, so that's a joke. So anyhow, yes, so these have all been documented. Police reports have been filed with copies of all his comments. So anyhow, oh, and to answer the question that anybody might comment to that thing I just said, right, I don't expect Warren Police to do anything, because obviously they're not going to investigate or do anything with Jake, because Jake was also included in some Warren Police reports from before, in which Warren Police did nothing. So we already know nothing's going to happen to you, Jacob, so don't worry about it. So the next one is from, guess who? The other half of Jacob Pensinger, Grace Pensinger. She sent a private Facebook message to me on October 21, 2019 at 6:19 p.m. So again, October 21, 2019. And this was in response to the video of Warren Police having, I guess, lemonade from a newspaper article that I did not do the newspaper article. It was done by the newspaper, who put the article in a public newspaper, and apparently Grace and Jacob got upset that I did a YouTube video and showed the public newspaper clip of the lemonade stand, of Warren police officers getting lemonade from the lemonade stand. So anyhow, I'll read what she has to say about Jacob, which is, I found this very intriguing, so of course I'm going to save this, and I'm sorry, Grace, but you shouldn't have sent me the message, because as soon as you send me the message, you know I'm going to probably publish it on the internet. So here's what she had to say, and I want to be fair between Grace and Jacob to make sure that I share what Grace had to say to me, as well as I just shared some stuff to you what Jacob had to say. So I just saw the video you posted on YouTube about the Warren Police stopping by to buy beverages from Jonathan Pensinger and Jacob Parker. I don't really care what your problems are with Jacob Pensinger or Lisa Pensinger for that matter, but do not put my child's name on your YouTube videos. I don't care what your town affiliation are and all your problems with the town. None of that concerns me in any way. I don't care what you do with your time and how many pointless videos you post about anyone in town, but when it comes to my child, I don't want to hear his name coming out of your mouth ever again. My children have never once done anything to you, or let alone you've never met them, so keep their names off your YouTube posts, please. Yes, they were on social media with my consent to be on the Warren Patrolman's page, but you have no right to mention my children, let alone be printing their pictures out and posting it on your YouTube video channel. You don't have to respond or try to justify anything to me, but I'm telling you as Jonathan's mother to not post or mention my child or any of my other children ever in big letters again. So I'll comment on that first paragraph that she wrote to me. So as I said, it was in the newspaper, and I printed the newspaper article and showed it in a YouTube video, which I did not create the content. And by her sending me this message, she agreed that she consented to the newspaper article. In addition, she also consented to the Warren Patrolmen's Association to also post either the photo and or the article. So that obviously confused me, saying, okay, so if you're somebody from Warren and you see it on the Warren's Patrolman's page, and you on Facebook share that on your page or forward it to somebody else, that means that Grace Pensinger is not giving consent to then share or forward that posting from the Warren Patrolman's page, or that posting from or her personal Facebook page with anyone else. So her own admission right in this paragraph says that she gave public permission to the Warren Patrolman's page. And the Warren Patrolman's page is viewable as a public Facebook page, not having to be a member, and can be Google searched, and that post will show up. So if she was interested in controlling her children and their names being made further public by anyone else, then the post on the Warren Patrolman's page should have either not been there, which means it shouldn't be there at all, or there should be privacy settings if she agrees that they're minors in a newspaper article, and she also consented to the article being in the newspaper as well, which is where I got it from. So it turns out, yes, I got it from the newspaper that I get as a free subscription, I believe, or whether I pay for it, from the newspaper. And then I just cut the article out and I posted it on this board behind me here. And anybody who gets the newspaper or goes to the Warren Post Office and gets that free newspaper put in their P.O. box, you can see the article, which identifies her children. So I just wanted to help Miss Grace Pensinger understand that as soon as you gave permission to the public newspaper and to the Warren Patrolmen's Association, which was a secondary act, that your identity of your children is obviously out there in public, and it's not directly connected to me because I didn't create it. So I really appreciate her sharing this with me, because it basically then says she gave consent of those two sources. So anyhow, so then she writes a second paragraph. It's on the following day, which is now October 22nd, 2019 at 9:43 a.m. And I'll read this quickly. Furthermore, if you would like to use any minor child in your posts on Facebook or YouTube, please black out their faces and names for the respect that they're minors, and do not have anything to do with the actual video that you are shooting. And if you want to know why I'm saying this, it's because both children have ongoing restraining orders with their biological fathers, and they are victims in a situation you don't know anything about. So I found that awfully disturbing, that the children are and her have a restraining order against Jacob Pensinger. Quite interesting. Thank you for sharing that with me, that I'm now making public. I would appreciate as one person to another that my job as a mother is to protect my children. I don't care if you want to compare their last names, because Jacob Pensinger and my son share or have the same name, but there are a lot of situations you don't know about the history of such as the restraining orders between myself and Jacob, and you also don't know Joy Parker. The mother of Jacob Parker feels the same way because of the active restraining order with their father. Please be respectful of the children's rights. So that's the second paragraph she sent to me. So I really don't know what to say. I really feel bad for the situation that she's in, but I mean, what can I say? You sent me a message, and you know this could be put on YouTube. So so in that case said, I really wish you the best, and I'm really sincere about that. Could I not mention your post at all? I could have done that, but I just feel that the residents of Warren and the general public, I mean, there is an issue about the Pensinger family, as Lisa Pensinger was the police dispatcher, and obviously with that information, this all goes on Jacob. It has nothing to do, in my opinion, with Grace. But at the same time, I'm standing my ground as I always do, and it's no disrespectful to Miss Grace Pensinger. It's just the facts. The way I look at the case is it's the facts. The facts are, you gave consensual permission, and I'm not going to keep saying that over and over again. So, so there is no issue with me discussing a newspaper article, because that's between you and the newspaper. In regards to any issues you have with Mr. Parker, one biological father, and then Mr. Jacob Pensinger, the other biological father, that's a personal matter, and I'm agreeing that as a personal person not to get involved in that situation, because that's a family matter. So anyhow, so I will expose a bunch more YouTube comments and hate messages or hate mail. So as I said, this is part one. I will have a part two coming out at some point in time. The part two, I will share, at least it involves a town employee. It involves another town employee, actually, now that I think about it. And that person was actually on the Warren Planning Board. And I got confirmation from the selectman's office that this individual with a obviously trying to be fictitious YouTube username was identified as that Warren Planning Board employee. So that also had some inappropriate stuff. That one had, I consider, more threatening mannerisms than Mr. Jacob Pensinger. So I will end this video. Please remember to hit the like button below this video, click the subscribe button in red, and there's a bell notification to the right of the subscribe button. Click that. That will turn on notifications, so as soon as a video is published, it will send you a notification via the YouTube system. Again, thanks for watching, and I appreciate everyone in Warren who watches these videos, whether you're a resident or not, any citizen in Massachusetts, also the Massachusetts Attorney General's office, any TV station about public corruption, and stuff like that in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and you're free to comment. I wouldn't send threatening comments because as soon as you send the threatening comment, I can print it out and take it to the police. So if you have an opinion to share, that's fine. I welcome any comments. And if you're very unhappy with my YouTube channel, you can certainly buy a $2,000 video camera and spend some money and create your own YouTube channel, and you can talk about me all you want, do whatever you want, I don't care, because everybody has a right to free speech. And as you know, my videos are based upon public records and evidence. So that's all. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day.